Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a bit different. Usually I talk about studies and careers in Europe, and today I'd like to talk to you about French language and how to become really fluent. I've been learning French for years now, since I was in high school, but it's only in the recent years that I really became fluent. This video is for you are around B2, maybe B level, and you want to make that next step, become completely fluent and get to the C1 level. So, allez, on y va! Speaking French is essential for your integration in France. Unlike some other European countries, English is not enough for your integration, for finding a job, or even for living your everyday routines here in France. Of course, living and working in France helped me a lot, and naturally I became more and more fluent with years. But I'd like to share with you some of the tips that helped me on the way. First, a very basic advice, of course, put all your devices in French. Your phone, your laptop, all your apps on your phone, and you will learn new words without even noticing it, and French will be just around you the whole day. Second, if you're not in France yet, try to surround yourself with French nevertheless. For example, listen to the radio. I personally really like France Inter. I listen to it almost every morning for the news. That's how I get the news in France. You can listen to it through their app, for example, or on their website. When I came to France in 2014 and I was listening to it, I didn't get a word in the morning news, really. And today sometimes I just wake up and I understand, I realize everything. So it's news every day, it's weather, it's also some humor every day, it's interesting interviews, so the content's really great and you can learn a lot. Phone conversations. I was so scared of them. Here's a little life hack. So in France, voicemail is very common. So when I was looking for my internship, I was so stressed to pick up and not understand everything that the person says that I would let the phone call and then the person would leave the voicemail and then I would listen like 5 times to the message to make sure I understood everything and then call back. So you can use that one. And by the way, professional emails are not easier than phone calls. If you are already working in a French company, just notice the expressions and the phrases that your colleagues are using in the messages and in the emails. I used to copy that in a separate file, so I had like a sort of vocabulary of useful expressions to use in my own emails. And also noting down different expressions and words in a separate note, for example in your iPhone, is also a useful trick. Don't write the translation down, try to remember the context in which you learned that expression, and then from time to time go back to that note, reread that, and make sure you remember all the words. Next, watch YouTube videos in French. Actually, funny content and entertainment content is the best way to learn slang and informal expressions. When I was about to move, I watched Norman and Cyprien's videos, and also I do recommend the videos of Bref. They are very short, very funny, very fast. When some of my French friends showed them to me when it just came to Paris, I didn't understand a single thing, but it actually is funny, so I advise you to watch them with subtitles. I will put all the reference in the description of the video. Then I'd like to recommend you some of the French series. Watch them with either English subtitles in the beginning or with eventually French subtitles. The first one is 10% or Call My Agent on Netflix. It's about an agency in Paris that manages actors and actresses. And many French movie stars actually play in this series and they play themselves. It's a really nice story. It's truly about Parisians. It's not full of cliches like some American series about Paris. So it's really good. I would definitely recommend it. The other series that I really enjoyed is Bureau des Légendes. It's more on the serious side. It's about French spies and it's super interesting in terms of geopolitics, and it's not a spy story that glorifies spies like James Bond and that is completely unrealistic. It's quite realistic actually, I think. Actors are brilliant, but the vocabulary can be a bit complicated, so maybe that's more on the advanced level. The next one is called Drôle, and it's from the same creators as 10%, and it's about stand-uppers in Paris. Humor is probably the most complicated thing to understand in a new language because play on words or cultural references are quite complex, but this one I think it's very lighthearted and easy and a nice story to watch, so try this one. And my last recommendation of a series, and then we switch to other tips, is Plan Cœur. It's I watched it during the confinement and after watching Emily in Paris, and I felt like, okay, at least this is about real Parisian people who have real conversations. It's very good for conversational French, it's funny, and it's a love story, so have a look. Finally, I know it's really hard to start speaking when you're not 100% at ease with the language, but you definitely should start. Please start with some small steps. Go to a boulangerie and buy your first croissant, talk to waiters, talk to people on the street, talk to your friends, and eventually it's gonna come. Because it's not like this in one day that you will come to your first job, let's say in consulting, and you will just fluently, easily start presenting a very complicated document to your client. No, it's gonna start with the smaller steps. So please start today, go speak French with someone. Okay, bonus point. This one is a little bit geeky, but there is one more YouTube channel that I wanted to recommend you. It's called Blow Up, a movie reference, and it's une émission, a program from Arte channel, and it's about movies. And they make exceptional selections around movies like phone cabins in the movies, or Nina Simone songs in the movies, or cats in movies, and so on. And they usually quote different classics, and I always find out a lot about different movies in it. It's in French, and honestly, the voice of the person presenting the program is just such a pleasure to listen to. De quoi faire un petit point sur le sujet. So if you like movies, and especially movie classics and French movies, please go ahead and check it out. That's it for today, guys. I hope this video was useful and inspiring for you, and you noted down some of the tips I mentioned, and you will go ahead starting from today and start learning French and improving it step by step. Let me know in the comments if you have more tips to share or if you want me to make more videos about French.